Good afternoon, folks. You know who this is. Do I know who you are? The weirdest thing about this here YouTube is when you go to look at all the information you want to see about your subscribers, they changed it. So unless you make a comment, I've got no clue who's watching this. It just gives me numbers and stuff I don't really need to know. That's just how this thing works. Hey, y'all know what an hourglass is, right? It's one of those things that was about that tall, glass, tapered in the middle, then it opened back up. Had sand or salt or sugar, whatever was in it. Been around for thousands of years. Well, today's economy, you can almost call it like an hourglass. The reason why I say that is because the bottleneck, that little thing at the very middle where the 1, 2, 3, 4 grains fall through, and it's metered, so it's called an hourglass for a reason. If you think about our supply chain right now, in any industry, I don't care if it's farming, because you got to wait in farming, right? Hour by hour, that food has to sit there and it has to grow. When you get into manufacturing, you got to take the supply that comes, all the things that it takes to make the widget. Everything has to get there. That's where just-in-time manufacturing was created back in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. It was just in time, so you ended up waiting. When you cook an egg, depending on how well you want your egg cooked, you got to wait while it's cooking. So here we are, the supply chain, early 2020s. Now we're waiting. We're always waiting. I was at the grocery store the other day, and there was believe it or not, there was a line had started just down from the door. And I'm looking at this going, uh-oh. Now, I recognize what was going on. People are waiting for things to arrive. They've got, wasn't going to ask them because I figured I was making. They're sitting there going to wait. They were patiently waiting for whatever product that they've been looking for is going to show up at that store. They got their lounge chair, they got their football chair, they got their tables. One guy had a tent. So we know that people are just patient. They're patiently waiting. The hourglass of life. So there you go, folks. It's only going to show you how the American public is adapting to the situation that they were thrown into by, well, let's just pick some group, because for right now, that's all they're doing is making people wait. I was at the pharmacy. Is your medication ready? You said it was. Well, we sold it out. What do you mean? You sent me a text message saying my medicine was ready. When I get here, it's not here. Well, we fill it when you come in, we fill it. And you didn't show up. Well, it was an hour ago. I was in the area, and so I had to come back the next day after they got it from another pharmacy and realized they made a mistake because somebody in management said, don't fill the orders until they show up. We're starting to have a shortage on meds. Well, I contacted my doctor and I called the insurance company and I said, hey, can I get 90 days on certain... Well, you can't have it for this one, but you can have it for that one. All right, which one's going to... Well, the one that I needed, I can't get but 30 days because it's a controlled substance. What do you think I'm going to do with it? Well, what happens is people will get 90 days and sell 60 of them. Okay, I want to fine. The hourglass of pharmaceuticals now. So the hourglass. I think I'll get a t-shirt made up that just shows an hourglass and then a line that points at it with an arrow just saying, you're here. This is where you're waiting. You're just going to be waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Anyway, I just thought I'd say that because are you feeling the same thing that I am? Are you seeing the same thing that I am? Am I out of my ever-loving mind or what? But just don't stop prepping, folks. I don't care if it's getting toothpaste or an extra this or an extra that. Every little bit helps. Years ago, whenever had those old ads that we saw when we were growing up, we were pretty well surviving. Getting outside and playing and coming back in when the sun went down. And Mom and Dad didn't care as long as we're out of our hair. We're the kids. They're having fun. Leave them alone, honey. Just leave them alone. They're out having fun. They come home bruised. We'll put them in a bath and put them to bed. And tomorrow they're going to do the same thing. Repeat. It's summertime. So those days, we long for them, but then again, we're old. Look at me. And all we're going to say to our grandkids, if you have any, I myself have been blessed not to have grandkids or anybody that comes to the house and wearing diapers. Not that I don't like children. I'm a W.C. Fields guy. Children should be seen and not heard. Uh-oh, he went into the window. There he goes. There he goes. He's seeing something he wants. That's the mooch. All right, folks. Well, I got to take care of the cat. I'll talk to you later.
And remember, folks, it can happen from the north. It can happen from the south. It can happen from the east or coming from the west. Always be prepared. And if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, or I'll be out there waiting for you to come to me. Admiral Preparedness, God bless you all.